Thank you, and welcome, Mr. Secretary. As I talk to administrators of my school districts, in fact, I just had a meeting with them last Friday, there's two things on their minds. One is pensions. It's overwhelmingly the number one thing they want to talk about, and yet it's really disturbing that the governor just sort of glanced over it in his budget address, and during the campaign basically said it wasn't a crisis. Oh, I'm telling you, our superintendents view it as a crisis. So to take that money out of the budget is just, in my opinion, disingenuous. We should look at the whole cost. But the other thing that they want to talk about is mandates, and you touched on it a little bit earlier. And that's what when I talk to friends of mine who are teachers, family members who are teachers, Harry Lewis and a number of our colleagues talked about it a couple weeks ago, are the mandates. What can we do to let our teachers teach? To get rid of the mandates, just let our teachers teach. Do you have people in the department looking at that to bring suggestions if legislative action is needed? Or maybe some of them can be done within the department itself to lessen these mandates that we can. I know some of them are federally driven that we probably would have to work a little bit harder to address, but is your department doing anything to look at those mandates?
And very quickly I will share. So first, in relation to mandates, we absolutely are. So part of what we're looking at, and Act 82 was the first opportunity to do this maybe almost a month ago, when we were looking at educator effectiveness, bringing the stakeholders to the table to discuss and get their feedback. So we're hearing real time, real practice, and how it impacts their day-to-day. And also very quickly, I think, you know how we start to address mandates, and it's us working together. I think part of what's happened is, the legislature, and I know this definitely, I mentioned it before, but I have to reiterate, you've created, some legislation is created because of non-responsiveness sometimes, or just a not understanding of education or what we do. And I think what I am committed to doing, what our team is committed to doing, as the legislature is working to create legislation that impacts schools and school districts, let's sit at the table so I can share with you as a practitioner how it impacts my day-to-day life as an educator. And then as you present and represent legislation and vote on that legislation, we will all have a better understanding of what you're hoping to accomplish through the legislation, and also how it impacts teaching and learning in schools. Because most mandates are unintended consequences of a well-intended law.